So today I'm talking to you about the force which is just now we prayed for. Some people call it as light, some people call it as vibration. That is actually beyond our perception. So the perception is something very important for all of us. How do we perceive? Just now, Janaki Ramjay spoke about Dr. Bruce Lipton, who also mentions quite often in his talks the perception. So we can change the DNA by changing our perceptions. And if the DNAs are changed, our perceptions are changed. I think few of you can start the video because I cannot speak to computers. I'm basically not a trainer or not a speaker. Even I cannot speak English nor even Hindi. So I'm not good at speech. So the flow goes as per the people who are involved in this. So the moment the people change, the talks are changed. It's because it's not me who is delivering the talk. It's the people's energy. The moment a person enters into the hall, the entire energy shifts. So since last decade, I've been in a wonder, like how come every time the talks are different? And each and every one says that you spoke for me today. And at the same time, even I'm amazed, like how come I could speak so much things, which I was not aware of. As I come from two schools of thoughts, where the learning happens through the great teachers, those who teach very affluently, and the teachers or the masters, those who just look into your eyes and you are transformed. I come from both of this school of thoughts. This is something difficult to digest, however. I have experienced this. I come from IIT Bombay as well, and at the same time from the masters, those who have just looked into my eyes, and a dramatic shift, immediate dramatic shift. And that's how, without even reading the scriptures, I started to understand. I started to know as many things. When I'm saying me, it's not me, it's just the grace where I'm tuned to. In my talk, so as to relate, I will use words like me and you. However, this is absolutely a kind of a grace without which talking to you all on this subject is real difficult. So that's the reason it's necessary for me to remember all my masters. And you also, for all the masters which are known and unknown, those who have contributed greatly in our life, let us all remember. So I call it as a Guru Stavan. And this is the Ektari which has been gifted to me in Vrindavan. And the singing started to happen, and the sound and the music and everything started to flow. I just make you just listen. Let me. Hope you can hear this. Thank you. Datta. Jai Gurudev, Santashashtra Jnanaraj Mavli ki Jai Ho. Jai Gurudev. Once again, namaste to you all. And I bow down to the divinity within you. So the today's topic is Kuladharma. Kuladharma is like ancestor. How we can contribute into their growth. So our very purpose coming to this world is helping our ancestors to grow in their further journey. So that's where in India, the great importance is given to having at least a child saying what they call Ghar ka diya, the one who can bring a roshni to a house or to the ancestors. So the Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 1, is talking about the fight, the battlefield fight, the war. This war is between two sides, and these two sides are nothing but the vibrations within all of us. There are two kinds of vibrations, the forces. The Sur and Asur. Sur is divine, and the Asuras are devils. So we have these two forces within all of us. And which forces are active are largely based on the ancestral patterns, what we carry from our ancestors. That's where the people, those who decide to sit for a meditation, all of a sudden, all the patterns comes up, all the thoughts, all the emotions, they're on the surface. And sometimes we are clueless. Why it is so? I was just relaxed. I was just thoughtless. And the moment I sat for the meditation, all my fear has come up. All my pain has come up. So these pains and these fears are not yours. Even the modern psychology says 90% depression are due to the ancestral patterns. So the way I look is exactly like my ancestor. Not just I look, the way I look, the way I speak, the way I emote, the way I think, the way I save money, and the way I deal with the people is exactly like my ancestor. So what's my role in that case? The more I follow like my ancestors, I might carry a kind of a pride. You don't know from which family I belong to. I might say like that, but in that bargain, I lose my divinity. So the reason to have a child, specifically boy, in a family, this might sound little orthodox, but so as to have an awakened person in a family, because one awakened person brings a great shift in the seventh generation, till the seventh generation. Is it possible? So there is a group of patterns. There are group of sanskaras we call. The new sanskars we develop and we add into our family family bank. New vasana, new sanskar. If you don't understand, please let me know. And because this very topic is very new and this is revealed. This entire knowledge is revealed. This is not based on any science, not any scripture. So this may not be true or this may be a true. But still you are listening to me. So I'm so grateful. And whatever this knowledge has been getting delivered, it's not mine. And you are so patient enough to understand this. Ramesh, do you want to share something?
Just a clarity that you mentioned, one awakened member in a family will impact 7 generations, or will be impact seven generations later.
The one who have passed and the one who is on the way, in both the direction.
Okay, generations earlier and 7 generations to come will be impacted even by one awakened member of the family tree.
Yes, very much. This is because our DNAs are carrying a great vibrations. You see, I'm sure you all have heard about Dr. Bruce Lipton. You just mentioned, I suppose, he had a lecture here. Okay.
We used to play his video. Mom Manisa used to play his video about evolution and this theory that all these 8 billion people are like 8 billion cells of humanity. That 1 hour talk.
Exactly. So they have a purpose. All cells have a purpose. Similarly, we all carry purpose to release all the patterns from whatever my ancestors have carried over a period of time. So basically, awakening is what? Coming out of all those patterns, coming out of all those sanskaras, what we are carrying from generation to generation. So the way I look is exactly like my parents or their parents. I don't have any control over how do I look, but I have a control over sanskaras and patterns. The way they used to think, the way they used to conduct themselves. Ravi ji, do you have any question? So I'll be in a flow first. So I have not just even started. So yes, you please unmute. Ravi ji, can you unmute, please?
We can't hear you, Ravi.
No, actually, I just wanted to find out at this point in time, this is the right time. Are you trying to just imply that the whole universe is running on a predeterministic phenomena?
I have no idea about it.
No idea.
Yes.
Since you say that it is for 7 janmas backward and the 7 janmas I influence the forward with this thing, I thought perhaps in that case everything is predeterministic. I mean, there is no problem that way, but an understanding will give a relief.
So the thing is, basically, this goes like this. It's not predeterministic, but let me tell you that we do not have any control over that what is going to happen next. Even if I decide that I'm going to do like this, but it largely is contributed by Prakriti. And this Prakriti is decided by the vibrations of the DNA. And so you cannot say it is predeterministic, but I do not have direct control. The control is of the DNA, and the DNA is of Prakriti. And the Prakriti is again a part of a great divinity. That's where the Krishna Bhagavan says the Prakriti. Prakriti is a part of me. So Krishna Bhagavan says, when we are talking about the Krishna, it is basically the totality. So it says, though I have created this, but I'm not involved into this. So it doesn't make any difference whether I know or whether I don't know. What matter is whether I'm free from all this burden. Because more I know, more the burden I'm carrying. So to be a burden-free, Jnanam Bandhaha, to be free from all my knowledge, which is not creating any impact as such. So from generation to generation, we carry so much of knowledge, so much of sanskaras. Sanskaras may be good or sanskaras may be bad, but that is holding me back. Because the moment I carry some sanskar, sanskar is like a craving. And if I carry one sanskar, so that sanskar binds me. For example, I'm too much of attached with a house, I'm stuck in that house. Even after I leave the body, I'm still so the number of people are still stuck. So whoever comes and whoever dies, they are creating a bank. They are creating a bank of data. They are creating a bank of sanskars. And one person gets awakened and he breaks all the bank what we have created. And that's where there is a story of Bhagwan Buddha. So Bhagwan Buddha was passing by and he sees a king. He was doing some Shraddha ceremony. He stopped there. And he said, see, what is it you are doing? He said, see, my father, he was disturbed. He came in my dream and said that, see, I'm not relieved yet, though I'm died, but I'm stuck. So you please do some Shraddha for me. So I'm performing a Shraddha ceremony for him. So he said, there is no need. When there is a Bodhi with you, you need not to do that. He just makes him enlightened, just keeping one hand, and the generation is free. So if you have any Bodhi with you, you need not to have the ceremonies. Because even if the one person get awakened, he can bring down the number of people, those who are stuck. And somebody asked me, what is sanskar? Sanskaras are nothing but the patterns, what we carry from our generation and what we pick up from our. For example, I have a anger towards my boss. So I'm passing this anger to my generation. Or for example, somebody abused my granny in her childhood. That same feeling, for no reason, I'm also having. Just an example, okay? Or somebody made me feel guilty, and I'm vibrating to that frequency. I'm passing this frequency to my generation to generation. The vibration travels. So I hope you understood what do I mean by sanskar. So could I answer you, Raviji?
Yeah.
So now the knowing the things will not help. Number of things when we know, that becomes the bindings. So, and we basically work on something called Bodhmarga wisdom. So the Bodhmarga wisdom is Raha Buddha ki pata Krishna ka. We walk on the path of Buddha and reach towards the Krishna journey. Very simplest way, very direct way. We remove all the questions from the mind, because more the questions we have, more the burden. Because question wants answer, and these questions are from mind. And the mind is the faculty of Prakriti, and Prakriti is something which play with us. And the Purusha is something which is the one which awakens. The Purusha is within, it's like a Shiva, and Prakriti is a Shakti. Shiva and Shakti. Shakti plays with us, and Shiva wants to get awakened. And Shakti is like an energy, different vibrations. Jai Gurudev. What is Shakti and what is Shiva? Shiva is my consciousness. Shakti, the way I'm picking up my hand, my lifting my hand. What it wants to do, it wants to write. Sometimes it draws a picture without even my attention. Sometimes I do click up, I pick up the pen and I start to do clicking. Talk, 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 without even my attention. Arey, what you are doing? I'm habitually doing this. Sometimes some people, they just keep vibrating their legs while sitting, and this is just a happening. Sometimes some people, they bite the nails without even their attention. So the Shakti is going waste without the attention of Shiva. So the Shiva is the capacity to pay attention, and Shakti is the capacity to execute. But if execution is happening without the attention, then there is a great chaos. So I don't see, only few people I see. So the people those who have started their video, I'm so thankful to you. Because it's energy exchange. It's not that I'll just keep talking and बहती नदी में हाथ धो लेंगे, ऐसा नहीं होता. It's about the energy exchange. So everybody is operating from the Shakti. Nobody wants to touch the Shiva part, the Purush part. Everybody wants to be part of Prakriti. Everybody wants to be part of the Kauravas. Nobody wants to be part of the Pandavas. Pandavas are only few. That's where Krishna comes and asks, do you want my Narayani Sena, all the sanskars, or do you want me? Arjuna decides to go with the Krishna, and Kaurava decided to go with the Narayani Sena, which was huge in number. So we have number of sanskars. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that we operate from number of sanskars and we consider that this is me. This is not me. This is not me. My meanness is something else, which I'm not realizing. So the fight happens between Arjuna and Duryodhana. Duryodhana is the son of blind mind. The mind is blind. That is called thrust. The thrust is a blind mind. So blind mind has given a birth to a Duryodhana who thinks that he entitles everything. That's where the Arjuna decides to sit for a meditation, because the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called Vishad Yoga. Vishad Yoga means sadness, depression, doubt. The person who have a depression, it is a great news for a Bhagavad Gita. Because the moment somebody gets into the depression, he decides to contemplate, sit down. And the moment he sits down, all of sudden all the vibrations comes up on the surface and they start to discuss. Zzz, the battlefield starts. So the depression is a good news, good sign. So Arjuna also comes up, Duryodhana also comes up. Duryodhana comes up with the Bhishma Pitamaha. Bhishma Pitamaha is nothing but all my desires. Bhishma Pitamaha is nothing but all my sankalpas. The great sankalpas, what I have decided in my life. So Duryodhana comes and says, see, these are all my sankalpas. You, Arjuna, please don't get into the meditation, because the moment you get into the meditation, this will be harmful for you. But Krishna tells him, go ahead. Get into meditation. But the moment I sit in the meditation, what happens is, I want to see. Arjuna says, I want to see who are all there. And he is surprised that all the patterns from his ancestors are there, all the patterns. Dushashan, the Shashan means order, which the Dushashan is a disorder. The disorder is there. Oh my God, but this is my disorder. Oh my God, this is my disorder. Then there is a pattern of telling lie. Oh, I speak lie also. Oh my God, but this is mine. This is mine. This is very mine. I steal. Sometimes I steal. Oh, but this is mine. Arjuna is surprised that all these patterns have come from my ancestors. And if I fight with them, all my my ancestors will be vanished. How can I say this is me? How can I say this? This is Rivesh Vade, coming from Vade family. The Vade family has an identity, and the moment I go deeper into the meditation, it tells me that all the identities are going to go vanished. Hello, my God. So the Arjuna is not ready. He puts down his Gandiv and he's not ready. यहां तक मैं आपको यह बात बताना चाह रहा हूं कि हमारे भीतर के जो पैटर्न्स होते हैं, कई सारी बुराइयां और कई सारी अच्छाइयां, वो झगड़ना चाहती है। और जब डिप्रेशन का मौका आता है, ऐसा कोई भी व्यक्ति नहीं जिसको डिप्रेशन नहीं आए। एक मिड लाइफ क्राइसिस होता है 40 की उम्र का। उस उम्र में हर किसी को, आई एम जस्ट ट्रांसलेटिंग, हर किसी को डिप्रेशन आता ही है। ऐसा कोई भी व्यक्ति नहीं जिसको डिप्रेशन नहीं आए। Luckies are those, luckier are those who get this depression early in the age. किसी को 35 के एज में आता है, किसी को 25 के एज में आता है। अनफॉर्चुनेटली अगर उनको कुछ और तरीका मिल जाए, अंदर जाने के बिना कुछ गोलियां मिल जाए, तो दैट इज नॉट द राइट वे। द राइट वे इज गोइंग विद इन एंड रिमूविंग द डिप्रेशन विद इट्स रूट्स। नहीं तो ये टिक जाता है, ये टिक जाता है 40 की एज के बाद 50 की एज तक आता है। 50 की एज में वो बड़ा स्ट्रांग हो जाता है। 60 की एज में एकदम पर्वता प्रमाणे पातक करणे वज्रलेप होने अभक्तासी, वज्रलेप बन जाता है, पत्थर के जैसा, उसको कोई तोड़ नहीं सकता। फिर हम नॉलेज में ही रह जाते हैं, सिर्फ जानकारी लेके रह जाते हैं। तो इसलिए जितना जल्दी डिप्रेशन आए उतना अच्छा है, या कभी भी आए कोई दिक्कत नहीं। लेकिन अगर हमने अर्जुन को जगा दिया, कृष्ण को लेके आए, तो ये डिप्रेशन जो है, दिस विषाद योग बिकम्स अ प्रसाद योग। प्रसादम अधिगच्छति, प्रसाद बन जाता है हमारा जीवन। एंड दैट्स वेयर द चैप्टर नंबर फर्स्ट इज अबाउट विषाद योग। Chapter number first is about Vishad Yoga, and in the Vishad Yoga itself, it is talking about the Kuladharma. The verse number 40, Kulakshaye pranashante Kuladharma sanatanaha. अगर कुल का क्षय हो जाए, क्षय मतलब विनाश, डिके, और अगर क्षय हो जाए तो प्रणश्यंति, सारे प्राण। तो बहुत सारे लोगों के लाइफ में समस्याएं जो आती हैं, उसकी वजह होती है कि उनका कुल धर्म जो है, कुल जो है, एंसेस्टरी जो है, वो डिस्टर्ब हो जाती है। ऐसे घरों में जो बच्चे भी जो पैदा होते हैं, उनका वर्ण संकर होता है। वर्ण संकर मतलब द हाइब्रिड जो कहते हैं ना, ऐसा कुछ। ओके, सो आई वाज नॉट श्योर वेदर ये दोनों भाषा में भले मैंने बात करी, इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी, बिकॉज दिस कॉन्सेप्ट इज लिटिल न्यू। बट अगर आप मुझे बता दें कि अगर आपको थोड़ा भी अगर कुछ हम इसमें से, तो हम इसको और थोड़ा सा आसान तरीके से आपको बताना चाहेंगे। होप यू अंडरस्टूड। जी, प्रीति जी।
Ji, thank you very much for talking about this. It is very interesting, and I'm very happy I'm here. Recently, I heard this statement from Sadhguru after Pitru Paksh on Mahavalya Amasya, where he mentioned that we need to distance ourselves from our ancestor. So I found that very controversial, and I found that very much hurting, because how to distance ourselves from our ancestors? And so his idea was like, we need to distance ourselves from our ancestors so that we are not sort of like living in their shadow. We are not trapped by their stories.
All the
Would you like
masters,
to say something about it?
yes, all the masters, they speak same language. When they speak with each other, they'll understand each other. But those who listen to them, they'll find contradiction into it. The entire spirituality is nothing but the contradiction. So just now the Raviji asked me about the determinism. So it is also a contradiction. Dvaita, Advaita is a contradiction. So the thing is, what Sadhguru said is right. We need to distance them. And distance them means by distancing their patterns, the way they have behaved, the way they have conducted themselves. The moment we distance themselves, then only we allow to enter the divinity. And only the divinity will save, not my ancestors, because they themselves are lost. They are still lost. Since many generations, they are lost. Somebody should come in my family who will help me reach towards the divinity, and only gurus can do that. And gurus are not the people, gurus are not the person. Gurus are the group of vibrations. They operate through people, but they are not the people, they are not the person. And that's where all the masters, those who are vibrating from this Guru Tattva, they speak same language. They will never speak different. I generally do not watch anything, so I do not get much opportunity to listen to Sadhguru. But yes, many of the things what he says is relevant, and it's a great contribution to the humanity.
Guruji, I have a question.
Ji.
About the same thing as Preeti said. Sorry, I have a little bit of throat problem.
No problem, Ji.
So, I have done this Hawaiian method of healing where they also say when you heal yourself, your ancestors also will be healed. So, you need to let them go.
Hawaiian method is based on Advaita philosophy. And mainly this Hawaiian method, they talk about something called forgiveness, where the Morna or something like that, she has come to Mumbai
Yes.
long back to Param Pujya Sadguru Nisargadatta Maharaj. I'm sure you must have read. So, see, all this philosophy have sprouted from this land. In later stage, we know them from different modalities. However, there is something called Swadharma. Swadharma is not the religion. Swadharma is from which land you are coming to. From which land you are coming. That same philosophy will work for you. And now this philosophy, you go in any part of the world, you'll find, even in China also, they worship ancestral these things for their release. All the religion, they work on this. Without that, nobody can grow spiritual. Please try to understand, because somebody is holding you back. It's like number of hooks are behind you and you want to run away. It's not possible. You'll have to release them. And that's where the Sadguru, as Pritiji said, you need to distance with them. So we cannot distance by our own. That can happen only and only with the Guru's grace. So even if we change the name, that will not happen. So that's where when our, all our rituals, you see, when girl marry to a boy, she takes a name from the boy. And the moment she takes a name from the boy, her ancestry changes. You'll be surprised to know this.
Oh.
Her entire DNA changes. Yes. And she starts to look like that family. Sometimes husband and wife looks alike.
Yeah.
To no surprise. And sometimes a woman fight with her husband कि तुम्हारे घर के सब लोग ऐसे ही हैं, पर वो भी तो उस घर की हो गई है. हमें बात को अंडरस्टैंड करना होगा. एंड टू द एक्सटेंट थोड़ा सा ऑर्थोडॉक्स मेरी सोच है. मैं आपको बता दूं, जो लोग अपना दो नाम रखते हैं, हस्बैंड का भी और अपने पिताजी का भी, वो सफर भी करते हैं. एनर्जी वाइज बहुत सफर करते हैं वो. और इसके हमने क्योंकि मैं 10 साल से इस एरिया में काम कर रहा हूं, और हम देख रहे हैं कि सिर्फ नाम बदलने से, मतलब दो नाम ना रखने से, एक नाम रखने से कई सारे लोगों के लाइफ में बदलाव आए. यहाँ तक कि एक यूके में, जो एक शी इज इंडियन दो, सो यूके में शी हैज केप्ट एंड शी यूज्ड टू फाइट विथ हर फादर कि मैं क्यों ना दो नाम रखूं. तो उसके पिताजी बोलते थे कि नहीं, हमारी ये परंपरा नहीं है. उसको कंसीव होने में दिक्कत थी और बहुत सारे झगड़े. द मोमेंट शी केप्ट वन नेम, शी कुड सी द ग्रेट शिफ्ट. मतलब हमारे नाम, हम किस एरिया में रहते हैं, हम अपने आप को किससे रिलेट करते हैं, वो सारा हमारे डीएनए पे असर पड़ता है. सबका हमारे डीएनए पे असर पड़ता है. और हमें नाम जो मिलता है वो बिना मतलब नहीं मिलता. कई सारी चीजें हैं जो हमें समझनी होगी. जी, रमेश जी.
Yeah, one thing was Swadharma. I was always under the impression that Swadharma means your natural calling or something that you're good at. So
Swadharma is basically what you have carrying, what you are carrying, what you have carried so far. And Swadharma is in which family you are born. Swadharma is whether you are born as male or female. Swadharma is whether you, I mean, what kind of job you have received. So just now in this time. So we say प्राप्त परिस्थिति, प्राप्त कर्तव्य, प्राप्त कर्तव्य, प्राप्त परिस्थिति, प्राप्त जो भी लोग हैं, प्राप्त व्यक्ति, ये सारे हमारे स्वधर्म हैं. सो मेरी साधना यही है कि मैं प्राप्त व्यक्तियों के साथ में काम करूं, वही मेरा स्वधर्म है. जी.
And one more question is, you mentioned just now about the name changing. My wife's name, we have not changed it because we thought it will be inconvenient for her to update the name in many places. So does that mean that she still follows the karma of her parental family?
Yes, she does.
I see. So is it important that she changes?
Not necessarily. In today's world, all these things we cannot follow. But if at all we follow, we could see the difference immediately. But today's world, it's all not practical, let me tell you. Way after this. See, the people, those who are enlightened and on the path of awakening, they do not follow all the rules. But these rules are called Sanskritis, and Sanskritis are there to save you from the Vikrutis. Because Vikruti are coming due to the and see, the people, those who follow the path of Nivritti is like enlightenment. They need not to look after Sanskriti, Vikruti, anything. But till the time we are not enlightened, we all need to follow the Sanskriti. Sanskriti is there to help us to have any possible Vikrutis. I hope you understood what I'm trying to tell you.
If you could elaborate on Sanskriti and Vikruti a little bit.
Sorry?
If you could elaborate just a little bit on
Sanskritis are basically our rituals, you can say, in a way.
Okay.
That my language, in all the languages, I do not have vocabularies since I do not read, do not see any movies. So my vocabulary is little challenged. I think you all people are well read than me, so you can tell about this. What it is called? Sanskrit is what? And the Vikruti is basically the perversion. Okay. So the perversion comes over a period of time because of our own sanskaras. See, the sanskaras fights with each other. So why this theory is there? Because the two people should be brought on same wavelength. Their vibration should go in hand. Otherwise, there is a great conflict happening.
Guruji, I have a question.
Ji,
You said about Bodhi,
Ji.
this person who wanted to perform Shraddha, and then Buddha said he doesn't have to as long as Bodhi is there. But how is it that, any lay person can get the Bodhi?
Yeah, so by working on a self, when you become ready, you find the right master.
Achha.
So working on a self, when you become a Shishya Bhav. So we from a Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj Parampara, we say, Na Adi Guru Shankara, Lagoni Shishya Parampara, Bodha Saha Sansara, Zala Zvamrute. So we say that we need to become like a Shishya, become a Shishya first. Everybody wants to become a Guru. Everybody wants to become a self-Guru. So that's a big time issue nowadays. Till the time there is no Guru in our life, it's difficult, very difficult. And the Guru should be very present. He should be knowing that what's happening with you, what's happening with this DNS. And Guru, they themselves never claim themselves as a Guru, never.
Yeah.
They are not interested, Bodhis are not interested to...
Yeah, I've heard this saying in English. When the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Yes, very much. Very much. So, Adi Shankaracharya, at the age of 7, he traveled from Kaladi to north. And on the path, on the bank of river Narmada, he found his master. But he was ready. And out of our arrogance, we say, I want to make a guru. That is total arrogance. We cannot make guru. हम गुरु बना सकते हैं किसी को बना दिया गुरु. इट्स लाइक कि मैंने बनाया. मेरे जैसा हैंडसम है मेरा गुरु, और मेरे जैसे पढ़ा लिखा है, हाईली क्वालिफाइड है मेरा गुरु. मतलब हम ऐसा गुरु चुनते हैं जो हमारे क्राइटेरिया में फिट हो. जी रवि जी.
I have a very something within me is compulsively asking me to ask you a question for a clarification. See, with reference to whatever little you have just told, which is so profound, what is the role of the prarabdha karma with reference to one's own energy, this thing, and the influence and the DNA and things like that? I have a reason, because my daughter-in-law even today has maintained her original name from her surname and things like that, and she has no issues and things like that. I somehow felt that it is because of this, but I cannot convince her, as all of you know that. But
Yes,
I
you
was
know,
wondering, is it part of the prarabdha that my son has to suffer, or my daughter-in-law, the family as a whole has to suffer?
every person has a prakriti.
Yeah.
Prakriti is like, what do I eat? How do I behave? Prakriti is even your health or illness, whatever is your prakriti. My wife, my spouse, my husband, my daughters, my children, they're all part of my prakriti. So this prakriti is of your son's prakriti. And to some extent, it is your prakriti too. The moment you start to work on yourself, you'll be surprised she's changed.
Okay, okay. Oh, if I
So
can just work on
this
myself.
prakriti is not of your own. This prakriti is of a body. His body's name is Ravi. Ravi Prakash BS.
Yeah.
And the Ravi Prakash BS, when he has come to this world, he has brought certain prarabdhas. And in that prarabdhas, the prakriti is there. Prakriti will operate on him, and it will see to it that this particular things will happen with him. But the moment Ravi Prasad decides that I don't want to get operated under this prakriti, I want to get operated by the Purush itself, then the entire prakriti changes, all the prarabdha changes. This is a part of Bhagavad Gita chapter number 7.
Is it not that that particular decision for Ravi Prakash to take, that I will operate from a different prakriti, also needs the consent of the higher self?
Higher self, see, basically we say our buddhi and bodh. Bodh is so kind, it never forces. Bodha is Krishna, and he always tells, Arjuna तुम्हें जैसा करना है करो. So हमारा बोध जो है वो कभी हमें फोर्स नहीं करता, वो बोलता है ऐसा ऐसा है. It will tell you, it will give you as a sadsad vivek buddhi, but it will never ask you to follow. But your buddhi makes you follow. ऐसा ही करना, by hook or crook, you should do this. So your buddhi actually runs over you, but your bodh, it is always kind. Okay, beta, take your time. Whenever you feel like, you can come to me.
Thanks a lot. It's a very
Namaste.
powerful
Thank you. So basically, buddhi plays a great role. Buddhi is again a faculty of Prakriti. Buddhi is not ours. Buddhi always helps our Prakriti to make vada of our life. And yes, the bodh actually, it is so kind, it is so humble. So as to resonate with the bodha. Bodha is our innate nature. Bodha is the characteristics of our Atma, our soul. And this Atma is nothing but the Paramatma. This Paramatma is nothing but the Krishna. And the one who reveals this Krishna Tattva is called Krishna Avatar. I would like to introduce about our Bodhmarga philosophy. Just one video of 2 minutes, if you allow. Hope you will be okay to watch this.
Yes, please.
Can I? Just 1 minute video.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. You'll get an idea. like what we are doing and how we are doing this. This is basically our bodh is very nature of ours, but we think this is something we'll have to I'm sorry. So I'm sitting on a new laptop, so please forgive me. Yes, here it is. Hope you can see this, Rameshji. Just thumbs up if you can see this.
Yes.
Yes, we can see.
Yes, thank you.
Is there a volume? We cannot hear if there is a volume. Then.
Okay, okay. I think there is.
Can only see the.
Yes, yes, there is. Volume is little less. Can you hear this now?
Juice of life.
Yes.
I
Now.
feel
Yeah, now we can, yes.
Yes.
Now we can hear.
it's truly a blessing to come across this. हम अंदर से प्रेम भाव महसूस करते हैं हर किसी के प्रति जो है शेयरिंग हमारी जो है वो प्रेम की होती है हर किसी को निर्दोष देखना और उस वजह से जो है आसपास का जो एनवायरनमेंट है वो काफी इम्प्रूवमेंट होता है
Throughout the journey is inspiring and evolving. Everyone, from the housewives, students, professionals, businessmen, everyone can join this.
So this is the Bodh Marga. Bodh Marga is a path of divine awakening or direct awakening, we say. So basically, awakening can happen immediately, like the Ramana Maharshi used to do, the Sant Naneshwar Maharaj is talking about. The only challenges are ahankar. So our journey is opposite. I mean, first we awaken the people and then we ask them to follow certain sadhanas. And there is no sadhana. Sadhana is just this. Whatever people you have in your life, you need to work with them. You need to develop harmony with them. And you don't have to do anything because this is again a Gyan Marga, Gyanottar Karma Marga. First, we bring into the Gyan. So that is Gyan is the state of wisdom. And after that, all these things happens automatically because the in the Gyan, you don't have to do anything. It's a Kriya path. So Akriya path is something is not popular. Mainly people follow Kriya path. They like to have Kriyas. So people spend years and years in Kriyas so as to diminish their ego. But sometimes the entire life goes, some people leave their gurus in between, and this life goes waste. So the Bodh Marga is a path where you get the Bodh first, and then the rest of the things you'll do. So whether you have certain practice or don't have practice, but still you'll die at least in the state of Buddha. So that is the idea. So that is what the Bodh Marga is. Yes, Ramesh.
You mentioned awakening. But awakening, isn't it like self-realization? Isn't it a very big thing to earn after many lifetimes of effort?
Sant Naneshwar Maharaj says, Yachi Dehi Yachi Dola. In this very life, it is possible. You are awakened already. Only thing is you are carrying certain accumulations. And these accumulations, once it is gone, you are very awakened in this very moment. Yachi Dehi Yachi Dola means with this very eye, you can see your own mukti. And see, the mukti has different stages. So Deha Mukti and Videha Mukti. Deha Mukti is like coming out of all your patterns. And still you will have a new birth. That's okay. But at least you will be free from all the patterns, the ancestral patterns and all the patterns. And Videha Mukti is like total Mukti, the absolute Mukti, absolute awakening. It has different stages. But at least first level of Mukti is required. And that should happen in this very life. If it happens at this moment, for example, if you are at the age of 40, you'll have a very beautiful life. You will be less affected by the outward drama and the way the immoral conduct happening outside. You'll be free from that. You'll be free from all the karmas.
So basically, we'll be more equipoised, is it? What are
Sorry?
the other we'll be more equipoised, like Sthit Prajna. And
Can you
what are the
speak a little louder, Rameshji?
that means we are basically more equipoised, like inner balance.
Yes, very much. This is called as a Sthita Pragya or Yogarudha. Sthita Pragya is one who is well established in his personality. He is less disturbed by outer faculties. So we conduct a workshop called navel activation. In this navel, so we see to it that people are from the mind, they are brought down to the navel. So navel is something is a center for becoming a Sthita Pragya. When we operate from mind, we are lost in the world. When we operate from the navel, we get connected with our Matru Tattva and we are more rooted. So the first journey is to get rooted in our own self first. For that, working on the DNA is of great importance because DNAs are something which holds us back to connect with the universe. See, we are already awakened. We have the Atma. It's not that we are going to borrow from somebody else. It is very much there. Only thing is it is accumulated with number of frequencies.
So what is the symptom of a person who is at the first level of awakening?
So the person who's developed awakening is less affected by all the other people's thought processes, their perceptions, the stress, anxiety, and you are balanced, you are in equanimity. And for no reason, you find yourself that you are happy for no reason. That outer situations are irrelevant for you to make you happy or unhappy. It doesn't mean that you'll keep smiling always. Without smile, you'll be happy. So the chapter number 2, Bhagavad Gita, it says, Sthita pragyasa ka bhasha, sthita dhim kim prabhashata. The one who is in equanimity, in both the cases, good or bad, he is always equiposed. And you start to understand, even if you see a single person like this, even you tend to develop these qualities in you. Okay, so the idea is to having such person in your life. Yes, Rabiji.
I just want to know how your Bodha, this thing, Akriya, and that of the Krishna start Nishkama Karma are different. For me, it looks as if the way you tell me they are both one and the same.
Everything is same. Without, see, basically, Arjuna is asking to Krishna, tell me, Sankhya Yoga or Karma Yoga? Just tell me one. Don't tell me two. So Krishna laughs. He says, Arey, how come it is different? Sankhya Yoga is different though, Karma Yoga is different though, but without Karma Yoga, Sankhya Yoga is not possible. Without Karma Yoga, Sannyasa is not possible. And he says, again, these two are not a problem. Problem is your duality. Problem is your doubts. He says you have number of doubts. That is your problem. Dvanda, it says. So the entire, the Gita's purpose is to keep you out from the Dvanda, the duality. बाकी का छोड़ दो सब. ये सवाल जो उठते हैं ना, वही तुम्हारे प्रॉब्लम है. वो बता रहे हैं कि इतने सारे सवाल आते कहाँ से तुम्हें, भाई वही प्रॉब्लम है. जैसे ही सवाल खत्म हो गए ना, तो ये बोध आने से है ना, सवाल खत्म हो जाते हैं सारे. तो बोध जो है, तो इसलिए चैप्टर 2 जो है वो अक्रिया पाथ है. चैप्टर 2 इज कंप्लीट इटसेल्फ. Chapter 1 is a Vishad Yoga, chapter 2 is a Prasad Yoga or Sankhya Yoga. Actually, chapter 2 is a complete Bhagavad Gita.
Correct.
But the people, those who don't understand, for them,
You have
one
to
need
go
to
further.
take, go further, take all the chapters. It's like that.
Thank you.
So, and
Thanks a lot.
finally, yeah, one is brought to the chapter number 18. Actually, that's where I'm against of, teaching Bhagavad Gita in schools. Personally, I'm of opinion that Bhagavad Gita shouldn't be taught because it was not allowed for so many years. Only Sant Dhaneshwar Maharaj, who was first to translate Bhagavad Gita from Sanskrit to Marathi language. But he was himself is a Krishna avatar. The problem is the moment it is taught in a school or the moment you start to learn from your childhood, you think, oh, I know this all. And the knowing is a big time problem. That's where Krishna says in a first chapter itself, तू तो बहुत अपने आप को पंडित समझता है क्या? हाँ, इतनी सारी कुलधर्म की बात कर रहा है, वर्ण संकर की बात कर रहा है, तेरे को क्या पता है? एक बार अगर अवेकन हो गया तू, तो ये तेरे को प्रॉब्लम नहीं रहेगा. So this is very clear in our scripture though, for only revealed person should teach us. Only परिप्रश्न सेवाया, find a right master. सिर्फ आचार्य से खुद होके पढ़ो नहीं, ऐसे दिमाग मत खपाओ अपना. भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मूढ़मते संप्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहीं नहीं रक्षत डुक्रिन करणे. ऐसे क्या करोगे भाई पढ़ के? क्यों इतना नॉलेज इकट्ठा कर रहे हो? ये बार बार बता रहे हैं कृष्ण अर्जुन को, क्योंकि नॉलेज से कुछ नहीं होगा. फाइंड अ राइट पर्सन, जाओ उसको पूछो, एक ही सवाल पूछो, खत्म कर दो किस्सा सब. तो ये जो है ना, बात बिल्कुल सही है. प्लीज डोंट टेक मी एज अ वेरी, आप मुझे शायद मैं बात ही ऐसे करता हूँ, पर ऐसे मत समझना कि मैं आपसे रूड तरीके से बात कर रहा हूँ. आई एम टॉकिंग इन जनरल. ओके, सो ये क्योंकि मैं जिस बैकग्राउंड से आता हूँ ना, मेरे दोस्तों को तो ये लगता था कि कृष्णा मतलब यार बहुत ही अजीब है, खुद को ही भगवान बोलता है. तो मेरे दोस्त बोलते थे आई नेवर लाइक कृष्णा, और बोलते मेरे को राम लेकिन बड़ा पसंद है. कुछ लोग बोलते हैं हमें बुद्धा बड़ा पसंद है. अरे लेकिन सब एक ही हैं, सब एक ही हैं. तो ये कब पता चलता है? जब जिसको ये रिवील हुआ है ना, उसी से जानो समझो. हम खुद किसी को यूट्यूब पे नहीं जाके सुने, खुद किसी को पढ़े नहीं. दिस इज वेरी डिवाइन, दिस इज वेरी डिवाइन, वन सिंगल वर्ड. इसलिए संत ज्ञानेश्वर महाराज जब वो ट्रांसलेट करते हैं, उसको कहते हैं भावार्थ दीपिका. भाव भी आ जाए, अर्थ भी आ जाए और एनलाइटन भी हो. तो ऐसे मास्टर के साथ में बैठना बहुत जरूरी है. आई एम सो सॉरी, मैं आपका बहुत सारा समय ले रहा हूँ. आई थिंक हमारा टाइम हो चुका है. और
how to get in touch with you, if you don't mind?
जी, who is asking?
Priti.
जी, Priti जी, we have a website called bodhmarga.org, and Vibhushri Rivesh Vade is our YouTube channel. So you can hear few of our videos. Though we are 10-year-old, but we have not started much of the social activities. Whatever our students are doing, they are placing some videos or some volunteers are doing. But soon we'll organize this. Until the time, you can connect us with our phone number, that is 8080. Minaj is there, who is basically our coordinator. So she can help you there, Mina Team Bodhmarga, or you can message her on the number what she's sharing right now. So you all can get in touch with her. And if any other question, I think we have.
I am Janaki Ram.
Yes, Janaki Ramji.
I have one clarification that but the talk was very clear, and thank you very much for giving us better clarity on Purusha and Prakriti specifically, and about the patterns. My clarification is, at least as far as I know from my known age onwards, many of my ancestors are very noble and very saintly people. So my clarification is, when we talk about we are releasing the ancestors, in fact, they have released many of us, I think.
Sorry, I didn't get you, sir.
No, they were themselves very noble and saintly people.
Okay.
So we were fortunate to be born under such people.
Yes, yes.
So that is my question or clarification. So when we talk about this, we also release the ancestors. So we were fortunate or blessed to be born in such family or get connected
Very much.
to
So
such
Krishna
family.
Bhagwan, yes, Krishna Bhagwan says in chapter number 7, mainly, where he says that even if some yogis, they die, even after having this Anushtan, still they will have a birth in next life, in a nice family, in a generous family. So that is the sign actually. But we take it as a gratification. So it's our
No, that
duty.
is correct. That I understood. What I'm saying, when we talk about releasing ancestors, in that context, I was asking.
I'm not getting your question, sir. I'm so sorry.
No, in Kuladharma, we are telling that we are releasing the ancestors or we are helping the ancestors to progress. So whereas some of these noble and saintly people, they themselves are far advanced, is my question.
Can somebody, actually, I'm so sorry. Can somebody help me?
The question was that we spoke about our actions maybe can help 7 generations earlier and 7 generations after us if there is a self-realized person in the family. But suppose we have ancestors who are themselves self-realized, then how does it work? I mean, it'll be them who's releasing us from our karmas or
Yes, very much. See, the thing is, basically, it is always helpful. Without that, we will not take birth in such family. And we must have definitely our great past, I mean, the past lives. That's the reason we have taken the birth. But there is a saying, karma dete, daiva nete. Means the karmas are good, past karmas are good, but the daiva is not good. Daiva means whatever I'm doing so far. So far, if I have done something wrong with my man, vachan, kaya, if I acquired a wrong vibrations through my mind, through my speech, so that daiva is taking away your karma. So, but if I have taken a birth in a such family, then definitely those ancestors should help me. It has to. It helps. Definitely it helps. That is the reason the people. Ji.
Yes, clear.
Ji. Anything else? Anybody wants to know any question? Any?
Any more questions? Kindly unmute and ask.
I would like to know, are your talks on the YouTube?
Yes, it is there. The
Could you
channel
give
called
us
Bodh. Yeah, it is given there. Bodh Marga. The channel number is given there. Channel name and the mobile number. I think it's landline number.
Okay, thank you.
Ji.
Thank you. Any more questions?
There's one more question.
Please ask, Ramesh.
Guruji, I just wanted to check. As per your satsang today, what is the best way in which we can reduce the impact of our ancestral past?
Yes,
by
a good
chanting
question. Yeah,
or-
that is the actually, yeah, that I was supposed to share. Well, the first thing is the ancestors are waiting actually. They give very birth to, they invite a certain soul and they expect us to do something good, some prayers for themselves. Because the upliftment can happen only with this body. The body, the people, those who are in the body, they only can pray. The people, once they are left from this, they cannot pray. They remain to the level where they are, or it takes long time. So till then they are frustrated, and that creates the Pitru dosha. So as to come out of that, on a daily basis, we need to pray to our gurus, our masters, that please help our ancestors have their sadgati. So only prayers, just single prayer can help. And this is also called tarpana. Tarpana means trupti. Trupti means satisfaction. Satisfaction to the ancestors. So actually, if our ancestors are stuck, any of our ancestors is stuck, so they do not go away from us because they know only this place. So they stay nearby and they can create a disturbance, or their vibrations creates the disturbance because they are connected to the DNA's vibrations.
So how do we know if you have a lot of Pitru dosha?
You can see that if the certain issues are there, certain concerns are there. I mean, the growths are not happening. You see the number of challenges, number of hurdles. Mainly the youngsters are not getting married, they are not doing any job, or they have total weird moods. And the in-laws mainly, the newcomers, they get disturbed. So our ancestors, they don't want to disturb our generation. But what happens is, if they are disturbed, they try to make you understand, please look at us. Somehow we are disturbed here. So first thing is, our duty is to pray for their upliftment, number one. Number two, we should see to it that even I am free from this very much ancestral patterns. I am free from all those ancestral patterns. So the moment we do this nishchay, the certitude, then it will be easier.
Guruji, I have a question.
Ji, Aparna.
This physical act of doing tarpana, what
Ji.
we see, like, sesame seeds and water.
Yes.
How does that help? How does that work?
Actually, no rituals will help till the time there is no bhav. Japa tapa karma kriya niyama dharma. Bhave vina vyartha. Bina bhav ke ye to bhav hona chahiye. And so if there is a bhav, means your intention is good, and along with the rituals, then it is a good idea. It's a great idea. Rituals were there to help you understand our new generation that we all should do this, because what we do with the bhav, our new generation will not understand. That's the reason rituals were important too. And the sesames and all those have a very strong elements. They have an elemental effect.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any more questions? Kindly unmute and ask your questions.
I think we are done. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
so nice of you, so kind, all the people, all the listeners. I really enjoyed. However, I'm not a good speaker. I'm actually, I do not speak much. So please forgive me. I do not have much words sometimes to.
You were very clear, I must say. Thank you so much. We've enjoyed the evening. Thank you. And now I request Ramesh to propose a vote of thanks, followed by the Loka Samasta.
Thank you, Sajani. Thank you so much, Vibhushiji. Actually, contrary to what you said, as Sajani mentioned, you are a wonderful speaker. You spoke very clearly, and you actually have a gift of being able to hold people's attention very well.
All Guru Kripa.
It was a powerful and riveting delivery, today's satsang, and we really enjoyed your bhajan. It was almost hypnotizing, I can say. It's all like we were in a trance. At least I experienced almost like a trance state. And your Ektar is also a lovely instrument. I jotted down some notes from what you said today, and what stood out is that our DNA can be changed by changing our thoughts, Kuladharma. Yes. And you also spoke about the two schools of thought, and very importantly for all of us, that even one awakened person in a family can bring a great shift in our 7 generations before us and 7 generations to come. That is really wonderful news for all of us. If we really pursue our sadhana and our spiritual growth, we can really hopefully make that difference to our immediate family and community. And also, if we really work on ourselves, it is not just, we of course have to pray for our ancestors' upliftment and not be affected by those vasanas, but also work at transforming ourselves. If we really put in all that effort to do so, such a huge shift can happen in our lives. And that is really what the promise behind your words today. So thank you so much for being here with us. We'd love to meet you in person, to invite you to the School of Ancient Wisdom for a workshop, if possible, for the weekend. But we feel blessed to have been in your presence. Thank you for coming here today.
Thank you, Rameshji and the entire team. Lots of love to you all. May God bless you. Peace and prosperity be always with you all. Jai Gurudev. Namaste.
Jai Gurudev. Thank you so much. So on that note, let us all sit straight for the Loka Samasta. Let us all remember that we are a soul and not this body, that we are all interconnected. Let us pray for our loved ones. Remember their names, those who need our prayers, who need healing. And also let us pray for our own upliftment as we continue our journey towards self-awareness. Please take a deep breath and let go. Observe the silence within, the language of the soul. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu.
Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you, everyone, for being with us. And we look forward to everyone to join us again next Thursday. It is The Magic of Mindfulness by Dr. Saroj Dubey. Kindly join us and also ask your friends to join us. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And goodbye. All the best. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful talk. Bye.